What's going on, guys? So today we're going to go through my personal mobility drills. It's more of a general mobility drill, not specific, but here we go. Okay, so the first drill we're going to look at is hands wide, feet wide. I want to make sure I keep my hands outside of my shoulders, and I make sure that I keep my feet outside of my shoulders and also my knees. I want my feet and my knees in a line. And now I'm going to pick my knees up off the ground just a little bit so that my butt doesn't go too high. So I'm not on the ground, my knees are up, my toes are activated. Neck is neutral and back is flat. And I'm going to take small steps, trying not to move and sway my back. As if I had something sitting on my back, I don't want it to move. Short steps, core engaged. Okay, now we're going to see this from a different angle. I want you to see the lines of my knees and my feet. So my hands are slightly wider than my shoulders. I don't want to get them in here yet. That'll be the next drill. So my hands stay outside my shoulders, and I want to align my knees and my feet up with my hands. What I'll have sometimes is kids want to put their knees in and their feet out. Okay, and it's easier on your leg muscles, but that's not what we're trying to do. Okay, so I move that knee out, put it in line, and then every step I take, it stays in alignment. I don't want my feet coming in or my knees coming in. I no longer have good structure and I'm not strong. I want to stay strong, knees low, neutral neck. Okay, and the next drill is hands close, feet close. The same mechanics as the last. I want to keep my back flat, my knees close to the ground. This time my hands are close and my feet are close. Same deal. Hands are close, right under my shoulders. Knees close to the ground. Same thing, short steps, no movement. I don't want this. I'm trying to get as small as I can get. Next, we're gonna look at this from the other angle. The things I wanna make sure of is that our hands are close. This is gonna be a little more core strengthening and stability. So I just wanna make sure that my hands stay close, because what'll happen as it gets easier, the little wider you go out. So I'm really going to bring my hands in close, really bring my knees and my feet in close. And you can see, man, a lot more stability is needed. Okay, so I'm keeping everything tight, little steps. The next mobility drill in line may be one of the hardest to do for beginners. Table walks, and this one has to do, man, it has hamstring engagement, hip flexor mobility, shoulder mobility. So this one's pretty tough. Hands behind, feet are close to my butt, and my knees are close together. I push my hips up as high as I can push them up. I would like for it to be like a table, and my butt doesn't fall down. So table walks, my knees stay together, little steps, and my hips always stay up. I'm squeezing my butt cheeks together and engaging my hamstrings through the whole movement. When we look at table walks from the front, you'll see that a lot of times you're going to want to do this. Your knees are going to fall out. So I really want to keep my knees pinched together, my feet together, my hips up as high as I can, and little steps. Okay, so the fourth drill that I do in the progression, it's called a gorilla hop. On my feet, and I do a good squatted position, butt out. From here, I keep my chest up and my hands drop. My head stays up and my chest stays up. I reach out, rock to my toes, and my heels touch the mat. Heels, toes, heels, fingertips, toes, and I'm hopping my feet past my hands. The whole time, I'm not letting my head fall and my butt come up. I'm keeping my butt down, my head and my chest up, heel, toes, catch. Gorilla hops from the front. I really want to be able to see your chest. If I let my chest fall, it's really not doing the engagement that I need. So I make sure that you can see my chest. Our next mobility drill is a lot like the last one, gorilla hops, but it's gorilla walks. And obviously I'm not hopping, I'm walking, but all the mechanics stay the same. I want to make sure that I keep my feet flat on the ground and my knees over top of my feet. If I start getting my knees forward, it goes away from being kind of gorilla, monkey and gorilla-esque, right? So I wanna make sure to keep my knees behind my toes, hands on the mat, and now I keep my belly button facing forward the whole time, and I'm just walking. What I'm looking from the front on gorilla walks is making sure that I'm always keeping my belly button and belt buckle facing forward. I'm not rocking my hips. I'm working on that mobility to keep everything engaged and facing forward. Hips down, head up. You can see my chest. Up next, it's called butt wiggles, and it's probably one of my favorite mobility drills. It really makes my hamstrings and my lower back feel good. And I really enjoy it for beginners and kids. It really helps lengthen and strengthen your hamstring, which as a beginner or as a hobbyist, you may be sitting at a desk a lot. So I really want to work on our hamstrings, and I really like this drill. I'm gonna get in a push-up position, or maybe not even push-up, all fours. I'm gonna get on all fours, kind of knees under me. Bring my feet in close. And now all I'm gonna do is stretch my butt as high in the air as I can until I can straighten my legs. When I can straighten my legs, I'm gonna work my heels to the ground. So I'm really stretching the back of my hamstrings and calves. And I'm just gonna wiggle my butt. I'm not bending my knees. I keep my legs straight and it's really stretching. And I just lift it up, one hip at a time, butt wiggles. Okay, so the same deal, hands in my knees. I bring my feet in close, my knees in close, and I pick my butt up as high as I can. From here, I really just want one cheek at a time, one hip. And now the butt wiggle from the front. I'm just making sure that each hip is lifting individually, and I'm lifting my butt as high as I can, keeping my legs straight and my heels to the ground. Okay, so we're almost through with the mobility drills. We have two more left. The next one in line is Spider-Man, and it's more of a deep hip opening stretch. Same deal. I'm in a good kind of hands wide, feet wide position, right? Hands under my shoulders. And all I'm gonna do is throw my foot past my hand. My other leg is as straight as I can get it. My knee stays over my toe. All I'm doing is lowering my chest down. Now from here, I walk out. I keep my chest low to the mat, and I bring my foot up to the other side. Really dropping myself below my hips and opening my hips. When we do Spidermans from the front, all I'm really doing is trying to keep my knee and my toe in line, making sure my knee don't fall out. I don't want this. I keep it in line, I keep my foot strong, hand strong, and I lower to the mat. Walk out, bring my hands as far as I can go. Foot goes past my hand, knee stays in the line, and I really lower my chest and my head. Okay, so our last mobility drill is obviously the most difficult one as well. It incorporates more core strength and more stability than all the other ones together. But there's variations and levels you can go. I'll show basic and then I'll show kind of the advanced iteration. Okay, so for extensions, I'm gonna go to standing. My feet are together, my legs are straight. Stretch down, touch my toes, and then I don't move my feet until I get out as far as I can. Now I wanna at least be able to get to a push-up position, and now I don't move my hands. I pick my butt up as high as I can, heels to the ground, and I walk my feet in. This time, I'll go a little lower and kind of show you probably the most advanced version of it we can do. I'm gonna go out as far as I can and lower myself to the ground. Little steps, butt up, all the way. If you have trouble here, you can bend your knees to walk your feet up. Extensions from the front, all I'm looking for is to make sure our butt is dropping parallel, even with our head, so we're in a straight line. I don't want my butt being too high. So I start standing, leg straight, good hamstring stretch, walk out on my hands. Go as far, I wanna make sure that I at least get to where my butt is even. I go as far as I can. Boom. Butt high, butt high. Boom. Hey, I appreciate you guys coming and watching. Those 7 mobility drills are something that I do in my own career and multiple other athletes that I train with. And I use it in my kids program as well. It's something that's a good foundation, and it's really gonna help loosen up and strengthen your core to the point it needs for grappling.